Okay, let's unpack this. Imagine a story that starts not at the usual beginning, but, well, with a grown man revisiting a graveyard. He's not just visiting, he's actively seeking closure for a profound trauma, something that happened 18 years back.
Yeah.
That's exactly where our deep dive takes us today. We're plunging into the compelling narrative found in the early notes for Cerberus, Legacy Forged in Blood, a book by Martin B. Caise.
Yeah, and what's truly fascinating here is how these initial notes, they kind of offer us a direct portal, like a shortcut, into a really complex character and a world just brimming with dark secrets. So our mission really is to extract the core insights about Michael's unique journey, his extraordinary abilities, the almost impossible choices he faces, all distilled from the detailed information you've shared. And the narrative kicks off with Michael. He's 28, and he's meticulously clearing weeds from headstones, lots of them. In this familiar cemetery, it's sort of an act of penitence, seems like. Following advice to bare his soul, explain what really went down after he lost his parents almost 2 decades ago. This simple, quiet act, just tending a grave, it's the powerful, almost eerie start to a deeply dark and intricate backstory.
And what a foundation it sets. Michael's early life, it's not merely touched by trauma, it feels like it's forged in it. Yet at the same time, it's infused with these truly extraordinary, almost paradoxical gifts, all wrapped in this profound vulnerability. Can you help us understand how these, contradictory elements define his origin story?
Absolutely. Yeah. So his journey begins with this horrifying accident. It tragically claims his parents. But it's not just the loss itself that scars him. The event triggers a complete amnesia about the incident. Can't remember it at all, leaving him with these persistent, consuming nightmares that still haunt him. That's classic setup, maybe, for a protagonist. But what makes Michael unique, right from the very start, are his physical and mental conditions that come out of this.
Yes. The notes mention SIPA congenital insensitivity to pain with anhidrosis. For anyone unfamiliar, that means he's literally impervious to physical pain. And for a child, that sounds like an unbelievable superpower, doesn't it? Almost. But what are the deeper implications? A human being unable to feel physical pain from birth.
It's a profound double-edged sword. I mean, think about it. No scraped knees, no burnt fingers, no physical deterrence, none. On one hand, yeah, it grants him this extraordinary resilience, almost superhuman. But on the other, it fundamentally alters his experience of the world completely. He lacks that natural feedback mechanism we all rely on to understand danger, to learn physical boundaries, or even to fully grasp the suffering of others. How do you understand empathy for physical pain if you've never, ever felt it yourself? This isn't just about not feeling a cut. It's like a complete rewiring of how he perceives reality.
That's a fascinating layer. And then, woven into this, the notes reveal he has an eidetic memory, basically, a photographic memory. And it's coupled with this intense, almost insatiable love of learning. These two traits together make him incredibly intelligent, even for his age. You've got this young mind just absorbing everything, retaining every detail, processing information without the inherent distraction or limitation of physical pain. Sounds like a formula for a genius, maybe, but as you mentioned, also potentially for profound alienation.
Precisely. His eidetic memory means he stores everything, good or bad, every single detail of his world. Imagine the contrast. A mind that flawlessly records the external world, yet an internal physical experience that's just radically different from everyone else's. This sets him apart, makes him a target even. Despite these almost fantastical gifts, the notes really emphasize his profound vulnerability as a child. Being different often ostracizes people, right? And Michael experiences severe bullying. Not just from older classmates, but far more ominously, from his stepfather's right-hand man, a character named Dimitri. This isn't just schoolyard teasing. It's like a structured form of intimidation tied directly to his new, very dangerous environment.
This inherent danger brings us straight to the title of the book, Cerberus, Legacy Forged in Blood. It's not just impactful. It's a direct, powerful metaphor. Immediately signals a bond forged in shadow. The title itself, it's a direct reference to Greek mythology. Hades, god of the underworld, and his fearsome, three-headed guardian beast, Cerberus. And the notes explicitly tell us that the legend of their relationship is eerily similar to the bond Michael has with his stepfather, Frank.
Yeah, and this is where the symbolism truly deepens, gets under your skin a bit. Frank is depicted as being deeply rooted in organized crime, a powerful figure in an underworld of his own making. The parallel becomes stark. Frank protects Michael, much like Hades protects his domain, with Cerberus at his side. But crucially, and this is key, the notes clarify this protection isn't out of familial obligation or a father's love. Not even close. Frank protects Michael because Michael possesses something Frank wants, though Michael himself is completely unaware of what that could possibly be. So it raises this important question for us, and for Michael, eventually. What could that something be? What could compel a man like Frank to safeguard someone? Not out of care, but out of a calculated, perhaps even sinister desire. It's a very, very unsettling dynamic.
It is chilling, isn't it? That hidden agenda just makes their relationship so much more complex and, frankly, terrifying. And speaking of shaping influences, Michael's identity, it's forged not just by trauma and these hidden agendas, but by extreme isolation and a series of truly unconventional mentorships. During his adolescent years, he's basically isolated within what the notes describe as a palatial apartment. Sounds luxurious, maybe, but it's essentially a gilded cage, cutting him off from any normal interaction with the outside world.
Yeah, this enforced isolation is a critical factor in how he develops. Without typical social interactions, his perception of the world gets shaped by those few individuals Frank allows into his sphere. The first significant, sort of positive connection he forms is with Lisa, his homeschool teacher. She becomes the first person Michael truly trusts. She acts as this crucial bridge to understanding the world and its people beyond the apartment walls.
Okay.
She's like an anchor for him, helping him navigate the abstract concepts of human interaction and emotion. Stuff most kids learn organically, through daily life. She's teaching him the feel of the world in a way his seatbelt literally prevents him from doing.
And then you have Dmitri again. His initial role as a bully under Frank's wing, that transforms significantly, doesn't it? Frank actually instructs Dmitri to teach Michael how to protect himself. Now, given Dmitri's nature and Frank's world, you'd expect this to turn Michael into maybe a brute, an angry pugilist, as the notes say. But what surprising turn do the notes reveal about Michael's combat style?
This is where Michael's inherent gifts really manifest in an unexpected way. It's quite cool, actually. Instead of becoming just another enforcer, Michael evolves into a strategic fighter. He learned how to avoid physical confrontation entirely, yet still managed to defeat his opponents. How? Through tactical thinking, leveraging his lack of pain perception to his advantage in a highly intelligent way.
Wow.
It's a brilliant twist. It shows that his mind, not just his physical resilience, is his ultimate weapon. He doesn't just learn to fight, he learns to think about fighting. Turns it into this complex, almost chess-like challenge. It sets him apart, even within Frank's brutal organization. Reveals a mind that adapts and excels way beyond the intended purpose.
That outcome really underscores the intellectual gifts we talked about earlier. It makes him a unique kind of force. And then he encounters Oleg, another fascinating figure. Oleg's introduced as an older, retired man who finds solace in forging knives. He forms this deep, unexpected bond with Michael. How does this relationship further shape Michael? What kind of knowledge does Oleg impart?
Well, first off, their shared love of Greek mythology really helps bridge their age gap, which is a wonderful kind of humanizing detail in a very dark narrative. It's this common thread that lets them connect on a deeper intellectual, maybe even philosophical level, sharing stories of ancient heroes and gods. And Oleg isn't just a talker. He actually teaches Michael knife forging.
Right. The practical skill.
Exactly. And this isn't just about learning a craft. It's about developing a physical skill that demands precision, patience, a profound understanding of materials, process. But more profoundly, I think this mentorship gives Michael a different kind of power. One rooted in creation and self-reliance, stands in stark contrast to the destructive, manipulative power circulating in Frank's world. Oleg helps Michael develop his practical skills, sure, but maybe more importantly, his understanding of who he is, what he's truly capable of, independent of Frank's influence.
Absolutely. Oleg provides Michael with this unique path, one that subtly counters the path Frank seems to have laid out for him. And all of these formative experiences, the trauma of his childhood, his unique gifts, the isolation, these wildly unconventional mentors, they all lead Michael to a precipice. A moment of profound betrayal, an unexpected connection with love, and ultimately, a defining choice. As Michael matures, the notes tell us he begins to realize that betrayal is staring him right in the face. The very foundation of his life, built on Frank's supposed protection, starts to crack.
And at this incredibly volatile time, just as things are getting really tense, a young woman enters his life. She takes a shine to him, and the notes explicitly state the timing just couldn't be worse. So here's this young man who's been isolated, raised in the shadows, finally starting to understand the dangers all around him. And suddenly, boom, he finds love, or at least a connection. It's that classic narrative tension, isn't it?
Yeah.
Where personal connection and burgeoning emotion clash dramatically with a looming threat. Makes the situation exponentially more complicated.
Yeah. definitely raises the stakes. And the convergence of all these elements reaches its peak when Michael finally regains his memory. This is the pivotal moment, right? The full, shocking truth about himself, his biological parents, his adopted family under Frank, everything. All the pieces of his fragmented past just snap into place, revealing a complete, often brutal picture that shatters his previous understanding of his life, his identity. It's the ultimate aha moment, I guess, but one that brings with it immense pain, clarity, and the full weight of his past.
And with this terrible truth, Michael is forced to confront the ultimate conflict, a truly profound and agonizing choice. The notes put it starkly: protect what he loves or take his revenge on those who betrayed him. This is the core tension of the entire story, the crossroads he arrives at after years of trauma, unconventional development, and all these simmering secrets. It's not just a personal decision either. It carries massive implications for everyone around him and the world he now finally understands. The notes also give us a clear warning about the narrative's tone, by the way. They say it's not for the faint of heart. We're told it's filled with incredible twists and some very dark and gruesome images that you won't see coming. So while we've explored the psychological and character development stuff, it's clear the story itself is going to be a visceral, pretty intense ride.
So what does this all mean for us, looking at these notes? We've journeyed through Michael's life, essentially, from a traumatized child with these unique abilities to a formidable individual shaped by profound isolation, unconventional mentors, and this looming shadow of betrayal. It's a journey from innocence, or maybe calculated ignorance, right to the precipice of a defining and potentially devastating choice.
Yeah, and if we connect this to the bigger picture, Michael's story really exemplifies how our origins, our inherent traits, especially those that make us radically different, like the SEPA and eidetic memory, and the people we encounter, whether they're unexpected mentors like Oleg or antagonists like Dmitri, how they profoundly influence the person we become. It's a powerful testament, I think, to the idea that knowledge, even hard-won, painful knowledge, can force us to confront our deepest loyalties and desires. It pushes us to define our own path, even when faced with choices that feel utterly impossible.
We've seen how Michael's past and his unique gifts, they just propel him towards this impossible decision. It really makes you wonder, if you possessed Michael's imperviousness to pain and that incredible intelligence, how would you navigate a world that both exploits and fears what makes you different, especially when faced with that ultimate choice between protecting what you love and seeking retribution for profound betrayal?
It definitely raises an important question. In a world where personal truth so often conflicts with powerful allegiances, how do we truly define justice? And what is the true cost, really, of either protecting those we care about or seeking vengeance for deep-seated betrayal? Something to mull over as you go about your day.